Hello everyone and welcome back to the video. Today we're going to be talking about one of the most legendary players to ever play Age of Empires 2. He is a true gamer, a master of his craft, an absolute animal. It's not even a pro player, but he's on that status. His name is Hoang, and this is his story. Alright, with that epic intro out of the way, we're going to be talking about Hoang here. Now, a lot of you guys might know who that is, but I'm going to go ahead and break it down to you guys and explain everything there is to know about this person, because he is truly an important player in the AoE2 competitive scene. He is a Vietnamese player, and he's, I think, 35, around that age, but the unique characteristic about him is that he plays pretty much only Celts, and he doesn't play them conventionally. He goes for a fast castle into an all-in siege push, and he even stops making villagers to go all in with that siege push. Celts, spears, monks, knights, and siege, all in Castle Age, nothing else. He's played over 10,000 games of this exact strategy, and he terrorizes all the pro players on the ranked ladder. He's an absolute maniac, and if you guys don't know anything about him, this is the perfect video to check out. Now, the way he does the strategy is actually very interesting. He does it by throwing all the basics out the window and creating his own version of how Age of Empires 2 is meant to be played. Hear me out. So, very basics of the game. When I find newer players wanting to play ranked, what do I tell them? Keep that TC running, because villagers are very important. If we idle the town center, we're not making villagers, therefore we're not collecting as many resources, and our economy isn't growing. So we got to keep that in mind. We also have to get economy upgrades, because to grow our economy, getting economy upgrades will be great. You get more resources per second, it's going to be fantastic. The more villagers you have, the more the economy upgrades will pay off. Very, very natural. Also, I'd give them another advice. Add extra town centers so you can make even more villagers and grow that economy. Make a balance between military units and economy units, because without that balance, then you're going to usually have a lot of problems going on in your economy. Hoang takes all these principles, he watches all my guides, and then throws them in the garbage, because he doesn't need any of these principles, any of these basics. Instead, he needs timing and he needs map control. Those are the two things that Hoang absolutely thrives off of. So let's take a look at how he actually manages this rush. Usually he'll try to wall up a little bit in the early game, make a market as soon as he gets up to feudal age, and then sell his stone and buy some food. He'll also stop making villagers right around mid feudal age, or like mid feudal age. He usually goes fast castle, so he skips feudal age entirely, and he'll just go straight up to castle age without making villagers. He doesn't pick up a single eco upgrade because he's trying to get to the castle age as fast as possible. And usually he goes up with a market and a blacksmith, but sometimes he'll make a barracks just to defend with some spears if needed. His idea is to get out of the feudal age as fast as possible, but he'll make any units or like a tower, anything he needs just to survive if the walls aren't good enough. But once he gets to the castle age, that's when it's all gas for Hoang. He makes a stable, usually at home, and he'll send 2 to 3 villas forward, and he'll sneak a siege workshop right next to your base. The cool thing about this is that he doesn't right away make it outside your base where you can see it. Sometimes he'll sneak it, sometimes he'll make it at home, sometimes he'll make it right in the front. He really mixes it up so you never know when it's going to come or where. So it's very hard to actually spot the villagers, because even though you know he's going to do it, he usually just finds a way to sneak them out on the map. And he'll support them with usually 4 to 5 spears and knights as soon as he gets up to the castle age. Then once he gets the siege workshop down, you'd expect him to go for mangonels, but Hoang has actually adapted the siege push, and instead of mangonels, he goes for 2 rams and 2 scorpions. That is his best siege push potential, and the reason why he goes for this is because a ram with Celts that's garrison with spearmen moves and attacks very quickly, and it's extremely hard to deal with the DPS that it's doing. It breaks palisades, it breaks stables, it breaks barracks, it breaks town centers very effectively. And if you combine that with having scorpions behind it, it's an incredibly hard push to stop. Scorpions not only counter archers and skirms and feudal, but they also counter vills and scouts. As long as you keep the spearmen near the scorpions so the scouts can't get on top of them, the scorpions do enough damage to where the scouts will actually eventually die out. And so his push relies on him getting rams to kill your buildings, scorpions to support the rams, and then eventually goes for the town center, and that's the finishing blow. How can he afford all this, you might ask? Well, the trick is his economy, and actually lack thereof. He puts almost all of his villas on wood and gold, pretty much nothing on food, and he uses the market to get any food he needs for the few nights that he makes. He stops all villager production, doesn't get a single eco upgrade, and puts all of his focus on that one rush. The idea being that if he's able to kill your town center, he prevents you from getting to the castle age, and if you're stuck in feudal age forever, it's incredibly hard to deal with Celts, rams, and scorpions no matter what units you're using. So that is the essence of his game plan, and he goes all in on it. He's got no backup plan. He's got no plan B. He wants to kill you in feudal age, and he will eat that town center. And that is how Hoang plays his games. Now, the cool thing about this is not just the strategy and how all in it is, it's the fact that he plays so many games of just this. Now, like 99% of Hoang's games are Celts with this exact strategy. He does literally nothing else. He doesn't mix it up. He always goes all in, and he only does different things in feudal age just to throw you off guard, but eventually gets to castle age and does the same thing. So it's a very interesting playstyle, and he's got, no kidding, over 10,000 games on multiple accounts of just this playstyle. Now, it's worth mentioning he's tried out some other civs like Mongols, like Saracens. He tried some kind of all-in push with them, but they never quite clicked like the Celts did. I made a video about why the Celt Hoang rush works so well, even if you know it's coming, so you can check that out if you want to. It's on my channel. It's a pretty old one, but still relevant. But for the purpose of this video, I just want to let you guys know that this is his favorite strategy, and he's played a ton of games on it. Now, not only did he come up with this unique way of playing AoE2 and he stuck with it, he actually found a ton of success with that unique approach. He basically invented his own strategy and his own meta, and he got it by himself. No one really helped him. No one made a guide on how to do it. He was self-taught, self-inspired, and this is where it's gotten him. He's beaten every single pro in ladder games. There's not a single professional player out there that hasn't lost a game against Hoang. I've lost several. I wear it as a badge of honor, in fact. He's also got 2K5 or 2K6 even maybe on the rank ladder, which is really high elo. So he got to really high level, really high rank. And although he doesn't do well in tournaments most of the time because he's at the end of the day a one trick, so you know, in tournaments you have to draft and play different civs, he's not going to keep up as well as other players. But in ladder games where he's able to play the strategy, he is incredibly strong. It's not to say that he's a bad player without the strategy, by the way. I'm sure he can get like 2K2 level without the strategy. I just don't see him beating pros by playing a normal game. His strength and his style is really the secret behind his success, and he is a decent player. He's a solid player, but he's definitely not anywhere near the professional players all around this. But that doesn't take away from how spectacular his gameplay and his playstyle is. This video is not only just introducing a lot of guys to Hoang and how interesting of a personality he is, but it's also an advertisement for his stream. He took a really big break, and I thought I can maybe make a video about him and get you guys to go check him out. So I'm going to leave his link in the pinned comment down below, so you guys can go ahead and click that. Go say what's up, go say hi. He doesn't talk in his streams too much, but he does interact with the chat, so you guys can say hi, say what's up to him. I'm sure he'd really appreciate that. And yeah, he took a really big break, and he's back to playing AoE2 now, so let's support him and keep him around our wonderful community. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys hanging out for this one. Also, a quick reminder that I'm hosting a tournament from August 1st to 26th. Top 5 best players in the world, 7,000 and more prize pool at stake, and we're going to figure out who's the best AoE2 player in the world currently. Hop on down to my Twitch channel if you guys want to check that out as well. Thank you so much for watching. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.